Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today taking a look at Captain Needa from the Legacy Collection, and he was released back in 2009. Card back looks great with the Stormtrooper helmet. Sure, it's not appropriate to have blue lenses on it, but I do love the way the blue is just popping out from that background. And then through that curved blister, obviously you get a good look at the action figure that you're getting. Off on the left side, a nice image of Captain Needa as we saw him in the movie. Below that at the bottom, you're going to see BD number 40. That is its number in the lineup. This was also the Build-A-Droid line, which you'll see noted on the right side of the card. And then on the back side, top third, just that Star Wars, the Legacy Collection branding. The section below that giving you the character's name, the number in the lineup, and a brief description about him. Moving further down, you got a handful of figures that were also available in the line at the time, and then towards the bottom is going to be your Droid factory part. In this case, you were getting the left leg of U3PO. I'll just say now I don't have that part handy. It's packed away somewhere. Think I completed this one, so one of these days I'll just maybe do a review on the completed U3PO figure. Anyways though, taking a look at this Captain Needa figure out of the packaging. Overall, not a horrible figure. The legs were reused from a previous release of another figure, but the top half of this is all new for this character. Head sculpting doesn't look too bad. They seem to have the shape of the face right, and you've got to remember this is still obviously long before they did the face painting technology. So some of the features that could help things out as far as resemblance, just might not be there because of the painting. Also, my particular figure does have a crazy eye going on with his right eye screened left as you look at it. Kind of a little bit higher than the other eye. But yeah, otherwise, sculpting's not horrible. Hat is looking great on the character. Nice sculpting to it. You can certainly make out the various folds or layering of that fabric that made out the detail of the hat. Nice silver painting for the emblem up on top there. And one nice thing about this is it's removable. Nice little added step that they didn't necessarily need to do. Beneath that, nice painting for the hair. Pretty decent sculpting to go along with that. One thing I'm not liking about what they did here, or rather didn't do, was at the top of the neck or base of the head, it just didn't do that flesh tone painting high enough, so you're getting some of that gray base paint from the chest piece showing out underneath the head. Not a very polished look there, even for a toy. As for the upper half of the figure, things are looking pretty much like you'd expect to look like for an Imperial officer. His right arm doesn't seem all that well proportioned. If you look close enough as this thing is spinning around, you will see that his right arm is just a little bit shorter than his left. That elbow joint is lifted up, so it just makes the proportions of his right arm look a little off. Left arm feels pretty good to me. Otherwise, I do like the layering of the fabric that they managed to capture for the look of the uniform, especially through that chest. Not really in love with his officer emblem, though, on the left side of his chest. I'm guessing they did this to reuse the mold for various Imperial officer pieces that would later come in the line. But the command stick and that emblem are all one piece and then glued on. And while I like the dimension that it has, I don't like that those two pieces are molded as one. So instead it looks like a little floppy thing off to the side. Nice gloss black painting for the gloves. That's all looking good. Nice sculpting to the hands and the individual fingers being shown well. Along the back side of the figure, you have some nice seams being sculpted in. Also just a few ruffles and folds here and there show some tension in the fabric. And then the skirt piece, or what is otherwise the bottom of the jacket, is looking pretty good also. Black belt painted nicely. And that belt buckle does have an ever so slight blue tint to it. So it's like a bluish silver. It looks great in hand. I like the way it reflects off the light. Whether that's actually accurate and it shouldn't be all silver, I honestly don't know. I just kind of noticed that as I'm holding it here in my hand, so I wasn't ready for that one. And then as for the legs, things mostly look good. I mean, it's gray pants, black boots. Something about the knee joints looks off to me. The way that his kneecap below that bending joint is just like this ball of molded fabric. Doesn't really blend well to the upper part of the leg. And as for the boots, if it wasn't for them using gray ankle joints that stick out like a sore thumb, I would say they would be looking pretty good. It really boggles my mind why they would choose to do that and not have things match up. Top of the boots though, very nice gloss to it. But as far as the foot portion of the boots, you're getting just a little bit of a flatter color. It's not as shiny. So things really just are not blending well in this area. And as for articulation, the head's on the ball joints. You get your swiveling, you get your nodding up and down and side to side. Shoulders do a full rotation and raise up rather high. Hinge and swivel at the elbows, swiveling at the wrist, and also the waist. Your legs swivel forward but are hindered due to that skirt piece, and the same thing for going a little bit back. Hinge and swivel at the knees, and same for the ankles. And he does come with a single accessory, which is, well, not quite a Stormtrooper blaster. It looks a little different. I will always admit I am not that deep in my canon knowledge of Star Wars, so I don't know what particular version this is. But you know what? He wasn't holding the weapon in the film anyway, so they could give him any weapon, and it probably really wouldn't have mattered. But still, decent sculpting to it, done in that all black plastic. You can certainly make out some various details to it. Mine's still a little bit warped because I only just now took off the little rubber band that, held it in place when it came with the figure. And that's, well, because I never thought I'd be sitting here doing reviews and never wanted to lose my weapon, so I left things tied to the hands. But he has no problem holding it in his right hand, and he does not come with a holster to place this weapon into, so you either have the choice of keeping it in his hand or packing it away. So overall for me, not a bad looking figure. Sure, it's got some problems, but at the end of the day, it's another Imperial officer. And that's definitely a good thing to keep releasing in the line. There's some Imperial officers that look a little bit different from the other ones in your collection. I'd say this is one I'd definitely like to see an update on. Maybe get a little bit better face sculpting or face painting to it to make him more identifiable as being Captain Needa. And then maybe work on those gray ankle joints, getting those all black. So that wraps this one up. Definitely let me know what you think of this figure in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.